My question is, which country has COVID-19 had the highest economic impact on as determined by macroeconomic indicators? What is the importance of answering this question? It is important to learn from other countries. We can see which countries are best equipped to handle a pandemic and what industries will be most affected. Why is this an economics question? This question deals with how a worldwide threat, such as a global pandemic, can affect production and unemployment in an economy. According to macroeconomic indicators, I believe the Bahamas have been impacted the most by COVID-19. The Bahamas' real GDP growth as of October 2020 was negative 14.8%, which ranked 12th lowest in the world. The Bahamas' unemployment rate as of October 2020 increased 14.7% since 2019, which was the largest increase in the world. In my answer, I assume unemployment is a more accurate representation of an economy's change due to COVID-19. This is why I chose the Bahamas, with the number one unemployment rate and also a very strong GDP decrease. This graph shows just how significant the decrease in GDP was for the Bahamas, as it is more than 3 times the decrease of the average country of the rest of the world. What are the limitations to your ability of answering this question? Macroeconomic indicators can be wrong. GDP is the measure of all goods and services produced in a country, so there is possibility for error in that. This possibility becomes more likely due to the fact that the data around this question is very new. Another limitation would be that I cannot determine for sure whether or not COVID-19 is responsible for a change in macroeconomic indicators. The change in macroeconomic indicators could be caused by other factors. What assumptions would you need to change for your answer to be incorrect? My assumption that unemployment rates are a better measure of economic change than real GDP due to a pandemic would have to change. My assumption that the Bahamas' change in macroeconomic indicators was caused by COVID-19 would also have to change. How confident are you that your assumptions are correct? I'm confident in the assumption that unemployment rates are a better measure of economic change than real GDP due to a pandemic, because unemployment is more specific to a pandemic than real GDP. Unemployment is the number of people looking for work that can't find it. An increase in people unable to find work is an effect of businesses shutting down in response to COVID-19. GDP is a measurement of all goods and services produced in a country. This would be much more difficult to determine if it was caused by COVID-19. I am also confident that my assumption that the Bahamas' change in macroeconomic indicators was caused by COVID-19, because half of the Bahamas' GDP is from tourism. Tourism relies on travel, which has been banned and regulated around the world due to COVID-19. We can then assume this is a major factor of the change in GDP and unemployment. I use the World Economic Outlook as a source, the Bahamas official government website, and the school textbook.